Hello, good morning, Miss. My name is Luis Carlos Valcarcel Galvez, code 22343, and today I'm going to talk about innovation in agriculture. We live on a planet full humans, and out of 7 billion people who eat every day. What are you going to hear is key. Uh, because in these next 3 decades, we will have to address one of most urgent global changes for your generation. And I'm not talking about climate change, which is an important thing. I'm talking about food and agriculture. Uh, and farming. In 2015, the world population is expected to reach 9.8 billion, with 68% of the population living in urban centers. So the population is concentrated. To feed this large population with to increase agricultural production by 17% over current levels. To put that amount in perspective, we will have to produce more food in the next 35 uh, or 36 years than the previous is 10,000 years combined in short wall. The population is not only increasing in this also is more concentrated in a specific point of the world. And we will have to produce significantly more food using far less and recurse in constant space, complicate, complicating our current recurse is conflict space effort to address large demographic change are the challenges facing the agriculture industry today in the world. A tier or food produce wasted, discharging 1.6 billion tons of food that is pulled on way to market. Spice in refrigeration is discarded by supermarket and restaurant and in the date age geared to 16 million people will come ill from eating contaminated food. Highlight or change to mating global food security and farmers' unsurpassability to the agriculture industry is larger consumer or fresh water accounting to 17% of global use. Now they will relieve to learn that the agriculture industry and global moments by the university. Business and those NGOs are doing in depth research and development novel technology to address these problems, and many have done for decades, but no most recent involution uh, in food produce youth industrial estate in US is urban certain in Asia and ever are in desert of Middle East, collected environment agriculture, controller environment farming is fancy way saying climate proof or environment proof farming, and many of those crops produce food in the financially one selves contracted the the dimensions of traditional crops. This type food production is also common in around vertical crops. I have to in, involve involved in outdoor vertical growing for the last 5.5 years, creating technology for the skin of production. Indoor vertical growing is a relatively new phenomenon. commercially speaking, and reason is that people care food scientifically and where food comes from and technology necessary to make this possibility is more easily accessibility is lower cost and total cost of food production is increasing. Uh, Volatile making this production more competitive. So is one to grow vertical indoor grow, you will have to replace some of the traditional elements of grow with artificial substitutos, strengthening with suckling in vertical indoor crops. Natural lights is relapsed by artificial lights, LED lamps. Uh, Out of many different types of LED lamps are used. The ones we put here are called in Browell's LED lamps, optimal for uh, type vegetable with growing and is a substitute of the sun to maximum production in a given space. Indoor verticals grows include racks, structured for growing vegetable vertically. And in some large facilities, they stack their production to uh, 14 and 16 stories height. Now, many of these crops have hydroponic crops hydroponic or aeroponic, which means that instead of soil they use substitute materials such polymeratous sponge, biodegradable substrate, and even intermaterials such are perlite and clefts or pellets, clay, uh, and other soils. Another unique quality of this crop is to use a specific nutrient formulate that circulates and is replaced through the facility. And this is pumped the into the rooms or vegetables for growing. And finally, the crops subtiles, monitors, and automatically synchronize to dramatically increase productivity for even kilo or vegetable growth in way under for lights water are saved compared insular combination and low with saving water. You also have fertilized compilation, a crop with harder lights 13 15 100 times more food per square meter than nominal crop, and water fruiting involves total control, co completely eliminate the use terminal persist and make to mistake. This crop can produce a numerous amounts, 30 100 pies of vegetables a day. However, as with any technology or innovation, there are some drawbacks as you can imagine. Produce food like this can be very energy intensive. Furthermore, the crops only produce a small variety or commercial vegetables that cannot produce corn or cannot produce plants that are big, so uh, can produce small plants. Then and the cost total of fruits is still quite high, and to others their problems. Some are larger and most sophisticated crops are making significant environments straightened with energy efficiency to reduce high energy computation. More efficient late lamps are being development. to create laser optimized for plant growth, and even fiber optical cables like our used channel discover similarity to vertical indoor growing day to reduce the lack and artificiality light, in addition to reduce the cost or hiring more sophisticated, more urban. Uh, and the will is possibility to provide more quality access to high quality, high nutritive vegetables, even in the most disadvantaged community. And finally, and this is exciting to me, indoor vertical crops be seamlessly integrate into the urban landscapes to reduce free understand and users in infrastructure. In fact, this already happens today. Recent surveys have taken tows and cars, and this crop we planted in central Beijing in an hundreds planting to produce vegetable for the neighbor hotels. And thank you, Miss.